that you need for this painting today are your Bristle brush, and that's a size 10, but you can use a half an inch or even an inch depending on your canvas. And you need a liner brush, which is also called a rigger brush. See, for those little twigs and things. Another small round brush, these here. So for branches and twigs, you're going to need liner brushes and small round brushes. And you're also going to need a flat chiseled edge synthetic brush. This one says size 12, but like I say, judge it by your painting, what you're going to need and how it fits. So that's all for the brushes. You can have a few extras handy. You can use Filberts, you can use any flats, whatever you're comfortable with. Some people use fan brushes, all kinds of brushes. So but the ones I point out here, they're the ones I'm going to use. So that's it for the brushes. And the paints that you need for this painting are black and white, and I have sap green. Hard to see the colors on the palette there now because it's they're pretty dark. Burnt umber, dark. Ultramarine blue, they're all pretty dark. There's the red, cad yellow, and white. So cadmium. That's why I say cad, because of cadmium. Okay, so that's your colors for your painting today. Get started with this painting. All you need is some chalk, and you're going to come down under halfway, so about 1/3, so around a third. And in the middle of your painting, make a little mark. Okay, see the mark? And then what you're going to do is take a line right to the corner of your canvas. And then take another line to the corner of this part. So it's nice and wide. Good. The first thing I'm going to do is I'll take my bristle brush. Because my canvas is 11 by 14, I'm just going to use a size 8 bristle. And I'm going to take some white paint, and I'm going to add a teeny weeny bit of red to it. Not very much, as you can see. It's just very, very light pinkish color, but even whiter than that. Okay? Barely see the pink. Alright. So you're going to start in the middle here and go up and down. Up and down. And if it's too pink, just go into your white. Just go into white, load your brush with white, and put that in there. Make sure there's lots of paint on there. I put a bit of pink in there just so you could actually see it. Right? Hope you can see that. So get that center pinkish color. Now, as we come out, we're going to make some more color over here and here. And I thought, add a little bit of blue to what you just did. More white, just so it won't be too, want really light. Okay, really light. And we'll go on this side. And we'll blend that in with your pinkish color. See that nice blend there? Just come right over into it. You should still just get a nice blend. So let's work on this side first. I think that'll be best because we want to keep the paint wet. So now, as we go up further, add a little more blue paint. A little more red, not too much, but enough to make it a nice color. And now we're going to add red to it. White. White. Okay. A little more blue. I like to have it on the blue side. There we go, that's better. So just mix it until you get the color you like. Don't have to be these colors. but see how it's darkening up as it comes out? And because that blue is still wet, we just want to move away from it for now, and we will blend that in a minute. Just add more white to that to lighten it up. Okay, just pure white. Go right over that. It's pure white. Okay. Now you can go into that other color to blend it. See? Because the white paint really makes a beautiful blending action. See? As we get out, we're going to go darker and darker. So you can keep that nice and light. Good. Let's just keep it nice and light. And as we get out further, we'll go with more blue, add it to what we already have there. Like I said, you can use different colors. You want to go green or any color you want. These are just colors that I picked that I thought would be nice. And you get darker as you come out, so it looks like it's getting closer to you. If it dries up a little bit, just add some more white paint. And that will help it spread better. Alright. So if you add white to make it spread better, just add more blue if it gets too light on you. Now look at that. That's better. We get this side done, we'll work on the other side then. That's pretty already. Now we'll work on the other side. This is probably dry on you now, so go back in and add some white and a tiny bit of red just to wet the paint again on this side. Okay. And just add more white if it gets too pink. So just go back and forth with your white. You're going to use mostly white of your paint, so you need lots of white. See how nice and bright that is there? Now you can start adding your blue. Blue, mix it with pink, just to keep that a little dark. So we're going to add a bit more white. What kind of painting it is that you got to experiment and you got to go back and forth with your whites, and you want to keep, see, because that is wet, we can blend it better. See? Right? The white saves the day. Now, then we'll just add a bit more blue. Tiny bit of red just to keep it on that purplish side. There we go. A little more blue because it's a bit too pink. Alright. So like I say, this is a good lesson in learning how to blend. So keep going, and let's go in with some more blue. And we'll go on this side here. See how it darkens up when you add more blue. And you may need to add more white to get those two colors to blend right there. So make sure that you put the white in here on that edge, just so it will blend nicely. Isn't that pretty? Just by using your white, that helps blend. Like I said, saves today. Now we're going to add more blue, and we're going to finish it off over here. Just go up and down. Use that line as a guide. Get some more blue when you need it. And now just add a bit of white to get that all to blend nicely. See how the white like just takes everything and turns it into a beautiful blend. Now, that's pretty nice. That's our little start of our forest. And see how we have this all opened up here, so having those lines there really helps to keep the paint away from the bottom part here. It's our little path. So this time you're going to take your liner brush and we're going to make some really faded out trees in the background here where you can barely see them. So get a bit of water on your brush so that it's kind of dripping, but you don't want it to drip on your canvas, so just tap it off. And then run through some of the paint that you already have there. You want to make it a little more purple, just add some red. And white, so it fades out. So we want it to really, really be faded. We don't want to be able to see too much of it yet. Alright, let's try that. So they're in the background here. This is the end of the road. We'll just add more white if it's too dark. So just pull up, pull up, pull up. We don't hardly see them, so let's add more water to our brush. Make sure you got lots of water on your brush now, but you have to wipe it off in here because you don't want to have it dripping all over your canvas. So you want to make a nice little glaze. You don't want to be able to see it too much. Okay, so up. It's okay if it's a little bit crooked. Make it nice and tall. I'm just going to get some more water. Make it up. Straight up. I'm making them a little bit darker for you so you can see them on the video. But if you want to make them lighter, just add white. Just add lots of white so that they're almost unseen. Go, that's it. Just there in the background. The light shining through. So I hope you can see that. There we go. So we'll mix up a bit of purple again, add a little bit more on the red side, and we'll add water to that to make it almost like a glaze. So add water to it so that it's nice and runny. Well, not runny so that it runs all over the place, but so that it's nice and watery. And this might make it easier for you. So let's put a few. So this is your line right here. Keep that so that you can see it, okay? I'm just gonna bring that over here. You don't have to do this, I'm just doing it for the video. Just want to make sure you can see those lines, okay? So you don't have to do that. I'm just going to do that for you. So we'll get some tree trunks here. Make sure it's nice and bright. We don't want it too dark yet. So let's bring up some more here. These are thin ones for now. They're in the background. Add more white if you have to. Alright, we'll just go straight up. Just straight up. And we can add a couple more here, don't matter. I'm going to be putting more trees over that. Plus it is good there. Put some on the other side. So make sure your paint is nice and wet. And you're using your long liner brush. It's on the reddish purplish side. Okay. And we'll do some more here. Straight up. Straight up. It's almost, you know, if you follow the line of the road, it might be tempting to go follow that line and go over this way. Don't do that. Go straight up. Okay, straight up. Make sure you're nice and vertical. So just put a few on the edge here. Good, I think that should be enough. Okay. Just trying to make a little forest. And we'll do some darker ones now as we come up. So let's add a little bit of blue to that paint, just so we can darken them up a little bit. Some white, not too dark yet. Some in the background here. These are your background trees, okay? That's why they're... Okay, you can still go over some of those there too. Just straight up, straight up. Wet your brush if it gets too dry. I dipped it in my water and I left it, the water on it this time. And I'll run it through my paint and more. Straight up. Okay. I'm not too concerned now about, you know, the dark trees yet. Just putting in all these little things going on in the back of the trees, in the background. Straight up, straight up. I know it's tempting to go on the side, but stay straight up. There we go. Straight up. Oh, a bit more. Now we'll add more on top of what we already did. So we're going to darken it a bit more. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of burnt umber to this, just to darken it up a bit. So we're getting into the trees. And I'm going to add water. Dip your brush into water. See, it's dripping. Now you don't mind dripping because you're going to put your brush in the paint and that's going to take away those drips. Alright, so I'm going to add a bit of that color. Just a bit of burnt umber to your purple that you made. And we are going to add a few of those. Anywhere at all, anywhere in between the trees that you just made is fine. Okay, you might need more water. You'll see you need more water and more paint when you drag it up and nothing happens. A few things happen, but like that. There we go. Straight up. Some in between. Alright. That one there looks a little crooked. You gotta be careful. Trying to get straight up. Just adding more water and more paint. Putting these in the behind. If it helps you, you could use a ruler and use a ruler to help you. On this side, you can go over what you did, or you can just go between what you did, because we don't want to lose the ones in the background either. If you lose some of the ones in the background, you can always put them back. Just add more white paint, more water. That's why I'm making them so thin, because I want to keep them in the background. I'm not coming all the way to the top of the canvas, but I'm coming almost all the way up. The bigger trees will take care of that. Alright, that's not too bad there so far. Now let's add the burnt umber and the blue, just so we can get a nice dark color. Blue, ultramarine blue, burnt umber. That'll darken it up nice for you. I'll put a few. Now I'm using my flat synthetic brush. Not real big, as you can see, compared to the canvas. Like I say, it's hard. I can tell you this is size 12, and different brands have different sizes. But just judge it by the size of your canvas, okay? So let's take this chiseled edge brush and keep it this way as you come over. Touch the chiseled edge here, wherever you're going to put your tree. Touch and pull up. There's one tree. And maybe another one. There's a big one there. Maybe I'll use that one. Use a chiseled edge, but push. Make a tree nice and big. Alright, then we got that one. Another couple here. Another one here. Might need to add more blue just to make it darker. Up, 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 up. Alright, let's do some more. Burnt umber and ultramarine blue. Maybe there's a big one right here. Just push in to get it to widen out, and add a little bit of water if it won't move. Okay, so as you can see, it's a bit wet there. I just added water and I didn't wipe it off, but I wiped it into my paint so it wouldn't drip all over my canvas. So a nice big one right here, straight up on the canvas. Keep doing it until you get that filled in. Just need more paint. All the way to the top. There we go. It's just a bigger one. We'll do some more on the other side now in a minute. Alright, let's do another one over here. We'll probably go between those ones there. On the chiseled edge, touch and pull up. Yeah, make adjustments if you want. Sometimes when I'm painting I see things that need to be fixed. Let's see, one there. Maybe another one here somewhere. Getting it straight up is the thing. Just go straight up. Lots of paint, a bit of water just to keep it moving. I just added a bit of water to my brush that time. If you add too much water, it's possible the paint may come off. But take your time. We got another one here. Let's see if we can get that one up here. Just check and see you're still there. I put on my magic glasses so I can't see you. Let's keep this going. Keep it going right to the top. That's better. See how it pushes back the other trees? It's starting to come along now. This tree here needs to be a little darkened. Alright, that's good. You can put the trees whatever way you want. Now let's put some branches on these to make them look a little more realistic. You might have a branch, but I'm using the chiseled edge brush again. Make sure you have a chiseled edge. See how thin that is? And we may go to a liner brush now too in a little while. So let's just take a little branch coming out over here. See that? Don't push too hard, you should get a nice thin line. If you have a problem with that, then just I'm going to add some white to my paint because back here is a little faded. Might put some branches on those too. Just a little branch right here. And then we'll go back. So you want to put branches on these back here. Just use the lighter paint. Let's see if we can get one out here. Get that edge chiseled. Chisel, chisel. Starting on the tree and then come out. Okay, like that. So each tree may have a couple of branches so far. We have a couple there, and we have another one here and here. Let's see now what we can do. Up this way and pull out. Let's just do a couple at a time so we won't get all confused. It's easier to go slow and figure things out. We'll take one, maybe go this way or something. Maybe we'll have a few little ones there. And let's see. That tree there looks pretty crooked, doesn't it? Let's just take that down a bit. That's better. So you can always fix your trees and fix up things that you want to fix up. Maybe there's another one coming out here. Let's go over this one because that's in front of this one, so, and this one's in front of this one, so you could even bring out this one over this one because they're in front of each other. Alright, and we'll put some smaller ones on there in a little while. So let's try another one. Let's just take out one here maybe. And maybe another one here. Just try to think of where they would be. But maybe there's one coming in here. Maybe the tree is behind the canvas and we can't see it. Could be another one over here too. So we just play around. Okay, that's those. Now we'll add some of the thinner ones with our liner brush. But you can have more if you want to. If you want another one here or here or wherever. But right now I'm just going to go with what I have. So let's add, you got your liner brush, it's pretty wet. Just paint down there. Just don't let it drip. Better not. If it looks like it's going to drip, tap it off in your, not in your tissue, but in your paint, on your canvas, and that way you can still keep your brush wet. So let's take, now that's nice light here, right? So now we can take some branches and put them over the light. So let's take a branch off of this one here. Ooh, good. Alright. Maybe there's another one coming off of that one. Trying to touch really lightly. I'm going to take another one off here. The more branches, the more fun it looks. Get some more water. Roll it around in your paint. Make sure it's not too drippy. If it looks like it's going to drip, go back into your paint and roll it around again. And let's see. Put them wherever you want. It's starting to look scary looking. I think it's starting to be scary looking. We don't want that. Let's take another one off of here. I kind of like lots of them. But you can have whatever way you want. There's one coming off of this one here. Touch the tree first and then come out. Touch and push. Might be a little tricky. If you make a mess, you can always go in when it's dry and go in with the background and use the background to fix up what you need to fix up. Let's try some more. It's fun. It's fun. Don't get frustrated if you can't get these lines out, okay? They can be a little bit tedious if you don't have the right brush or the right consistency of water and paint. It can be a little tricky. So, because you can see what I did there, see? I made a mess a little bit there, didn't I? See? So what I'm going to do to clean that up is I'm going to add some thinner ones. Alright, so I'm going to use my pinky finger to steady my hand. And then I'm going to touch off of there. Make a nice little small one. Trying to make it crooked. There's another one. Here's my pinky, that's helping. Out. Must be the lay of the canvas. My hand won't do it. Here we go. It's better. Right. A little bit better. Ooh, I like it. It's starting to look, it's kind of looking mysterious. Let's add a couple more here. Let's see. See, I can come over that tree because it's in front of it. Any tree that's over in front, you can go in front of it. This one here. You can bring some more off of those if you want. Take them wherever you want. There we go. I want you to be able to see what I'm doing. But you see what I'm doing. Making all kinds of little branches. Now, I don't know if you want any here, maybe not. They're tall trees with just branches on top. I think we're okay. I think I'll leave that. I think what I'll do now is, I think I'm going to add a few little ones back here where you can barely see them. So you can see that's the pinkish color. Right? So I got the pinkish color and I'm going to add water. As you could hear. See, and I'm adding water. See it dripping? As long as it drips on your canvas or on your palette is okay, but don't let it drip on your, you can see, you can tell, right? And if it starts to drip, just go back into your paint. We'll add, hopefully that's light enough. Add a few of these back here. Just so you can, need a little more color. Might add a little more color so you can see them. Just trying to add a few little ones in the background here so you can barely see them. I don't want them to be too, just the little tiny mysterious ones. Just pick out a few that you already have done. You know, pick out a few of those lighter trees in the background. And just add a few little branches to those also. If you can't see that little tiny bit of blue, we don't want to see it too much so that you can see. They just have to be faded out. Faded out. But it gives it a, you know, kind of a look that there's a forest back there. So I'm going to dip into the tissue work. Good, look, see. I'm going to dip into some red and some blue. I'm going to make a purple color. I'm just going to tap it. Okay, tap, 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 tap. And we are going to add a bit of weight to that color that you just made. And you're going to tap on some of these flowers here. Now that line is going to guide you, okay? So just tap into some weight on top of what you just did. Let's follow that line. Follow the line. So let's get some more color. Some purple color. Some red. A bit of white. Make it a little darker because I want it to stand out more than that. Alright, a little more red. Just tap, 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 tap. Oh, don't fall down, honey. Fall down. We'll do the other side. Red and blue. A little bit of white. Just tapping into my white. And we are going to put some more on this side. Tap, 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 tap. Add a little more white, it was too dark. But we'll be adding more to it in a minute. Tap it out here. Now, as you come down here, you might want to make it a little bit bigger. Not too much, but we'll adjust that in a minute. Now, while that's still wet, tap into just white on your dirty brush. And just tap on top of what you just did. But on top, don't go on the bottom. You want to keep those shadows. I'll come in a little closer here for now. Just tap on top here. See? Just jet here. Don't go down and see how I kept it dark? Let's do the other side. Just white on my dirty brush. I'm just tapping on top of what I just did. That gives it kind of a nice little flowery look. Now we have to work on the road. Okay, for the road, we are going to mix up some blue. You can mix any colors you want together. These are the ones that I'm using. A bit of red, some burnt umber, and some green. About equal amounts of everything, okay? So you should get a nice dark green color, almost on a brown side. And what I'm going to do on my chiseled edge brush, flat, I'm going to start pulling these colors in. But I'm going to leave some of the white in the center. Just going to pull these in these colors in towards the center, right underneath your flowers, and pulling in towards the center. So you can see the green, purple, brown, because I mixed it, but I didn't totally mix it till it was just one color. I kind of left it to blend more on canvas. Needing more paint, just add some brown here, burnt umber, green, equal amounts sci-fi work, a bit of red, a bit of blue. Alright, all the dark colors. I know the red isn't a dark color, but it works well when you mix it with the dark colors. Now also try to go horizontal, okay? Don't be tempted to move up with the road. Don't be tempted. Touch and pull. Use the chiseled edge so you can get those edges there. Those kind of sharp edges. Right? So, lots of paint on your brush. Double O both sides. Pull. Don't worry about here. We're going to straighten that up here, okay? Don't worry about under the trees, but just go underneath the little bushes and pull out, horizontal. This will be a good lesson for you to get your horizontals and your verticals practicing, because some people find it hard to do that, and they end up going with the lay of the a line. Say that line here, you could easily go out that way, right? And this here, you could easily go up, right? So this is a good practice for going vertical, horizontal and vertical lines. All right. So it gets a bit smaller back down here to get a little smaller. Not bad, not bad. We'll do the other side now. Now the other side, the same thing. Come in, just pull in. All right. We're going to be doing other things with this too, so, because we need to get shadows in the road. These are nice shadows, but we're going to have even more shadows in the trees. So keep mixing your brown and blue and green and red. You need more, okay? Alright, so we keep doing that. You just need to leave the center open a little bit. And come in and meet more. You can adjust it as we go along. Alright. More paint. Doesn't have to be perfect because it's a road that we're going to be adding more highlights to. Okay, just leave that open there. That'll help us get a nice bright center there. And as we get down, we go smaller. Go smaller, 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 smaller. There we go, we got that done. Now, that much done. Now with your dirty brush, just add a little bit of white to it. Okay? And we will just, this should be still wet. If it's dry, if it dried up and you don't use as much white, we'll use that for highlight. Highlight those. Get a bit more white if you need it, or a light brown. Add a little bit of burnt umber to it might help. See? And you can leave some, you go over it, but still leave some of that dark coming through, okay? Don't lose all that. This is just highlights on top of some of this ground here, this So we want to have some shadows, but we can't see the shadows unless we have some light. Alright. Just a little bit down here, because the light's shining through down here, so it's probably brighter down here, right? Good. So the light's shining in through the forest, so we are going to have it a little bit lighter down here. There we go, see? Can you see that? See how I lightened it up back there? Now I'm going to start out here again. I'm adding brown to my white. Show you what I did. Okay, so right, so let's go with the white on top and jump over the darks so that you got some of those darks coming through. We don't want to lose what we did. Make adjustments if you need to. Make it the way you want it. Make it whatever way you want it, alright? There we go. If you lose your darks too much, just put some darks again between what you did. Go back and forth until you get what you're looking for, okay? So, to your dirty brush, add some green. I don't know, let's just play around with this center here because I don't want to lose that center. I'm just adding a little bit of white to that brown and white and a little bit of green. I don't want to lose this brightness here, but I'm going to add a little bit here. I'm not going to put too much paint on my brush. Just a little bit so that it's like cleaning my brush off. Don't have very much paint on it. Okay, just scrub down a little bit there. And what you're going to do now is we're going to take those trees and we're going to make a shadow from the trees. We got a shadow going right across the road, okay, from the trees. So let's go with burnt umber and blue and green. Burnt umber, blue and green. I think that should do it. I'm just mixing them together. So I'm just taking my burnt umber, some blue, and some green. Alright, but mostly burnt umber and blue because we want it really dark. So there's your tree there, so we have to go right across. Okay? So there's your tree, there's your shadow. That's one shadow. Get another one here. I'm using the chiseled edge of my brush. Straight across. Just a shadow from the trees. Alright, and then when we get down here it won't be quite as dark, so I'll just add a little bit more green. So lighten up a little bit, and then I'm going to take these two here and go across the way, and that one there. So that's your shadows. And now we'll clean up the edge here, so we'll just go back to our dark color, the color original that you did for the brown and the red and the green and the blue, and we'll just take our chiseled edge, clean up this edge here. Alright, and then the other one. Pull out whatever is there. So you want to have a hard line there. You don't want a big old hard line there. So we'll just take it out. Pull it out into what you already have done. Pull it out. There we go. There we go. That makes it look more like it's all blended together. Now, all we gotta do is put a little lamppost there. Let's make a little lamppost. Okay, make your black color on your chisel edge brush. Make a nice black by adding your blue and burnt umber. You can even add the brown there if you like, and the green, but I'm just trying to get as black as I can. I'm going to go between these two here because the people are probably going to be walking around here. So I want the lamppost behind them. So I'm just going to put one here between these two trees. So you can find a tree that you can put your lamppost next to. Let's go up almost to a branch. Let's see now. Getting long. Let's get that in here. Probably easier just to touch and pull on your chiseled edge. Touch and pull. We need a nice straight line. Nice straight line, which I didn't get yet. But I'm getting there. Alright. If you got problems with making a straight line, you could use a ruler or tape. That's that. You have to make a little hat on top of that, so what I'm going to do is take my liner brush for that. Take my liner brush, and I'm going to put that color on there, a really dark color. Now you can draw that out first with some chalk if you like. I'm going to take a chance. I'll make a hat up here. A little hat. Okay, and little hat, and then I'm going to come down around here, there we go, and then put that up here like this so that it's all blending together, so it's sitting on that pole. Now, I'm going to fill that in right here. Line across, I think that'll help you. And then fill that in. Now, we didn't even have to trace that. Are we good or what? I'm going to pick up some white. I'm going to put that in here. Make it nice and bright. Small round brush. Use your liner brush that you used. If that's too long, to get a shorter round one. See, isn't that cute? So let's add some highlights to the edges of the trees there. Just use your chiseled edge brush. That nice chiseled edge, see? And put some, let's see, some white. Maybe a little bit of brown. And just put it on the edge where you think there might be a light. Just little bits here and there, because you don't want the tree to disappear. You want to see the dark tree come out. So just a little bit here, a little bit there. Alright. You want it lighter, just add a bit more white. We don't want to lose the tree. Right, just little flicks of, jump over the dark parts. If you end up putting on too much, just go back and get your dark color again. Go around it. Just want to give it a little bit of life. That's all. And a little bit over here. A little bit of white with some color added to it. That's where the light is. Don't need much. Okay. Now, let's go back to our bristle brush again, and let's add some leaves to those trees. Not much leaves. We're just going to kind of play around with it here. Now we're going to add some red. Cad red and cad yellow makes really nice orange. So I'm not going to mix those colors together. I'm going to dip into my red, dip into my yellow, tap, 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 so you get the two colors to match. Look, see it? So whatever's there should come off in your canvas. So let's pick some spots for some leaves. Just a few little ones. That's all. Just tap, tap, little tap. Just to give it some color. Okay. So I'm just going to pick out a few little. I'm just using the corner of my brush right now, but you can use the full brush. Just experiment and see what will happen. Just adding a few little. And I'm not going to reload. I'm going to use up whatever I have on my brush, so I won't get too many. And so some will look like they're faded out a bit, okay? Really don't want to have too many blobs of color. Alright, reload a little tiny bit for the other side. Right. So just add a little bit of color to your painting. It's not that. I don't know why that's doing that. Okay. It's better. See? So if you don't reload, it'll fade out, so it won't look so. And you can put them over the trees a little bit, just whatever's left over, because that way they'll be faded and you won't get too much going on there and it won't look overpowering. But it gives it a nice little flavor. Maybe there's some fell down there. We'll put some down there in a minute. Right. Now it's closer to you, so you can reload your brush, and you can put a bigger one, something here if you want to. Something coming in from there. Nice orangey. See how cad yellow and cad red makes a beautiful autumn color, or orange color I should say. Just look at that. Let's make it look like it's just falling out of there. Push it out. It's a tree that's out here. Alright, now let's get some white on your dirty brush. Just pick up some white. Add a little bit of white on the edges of that. Just a little tap. Okay, see it. Don't want too much. Okay, I think we're okay there. Let's see how we can put a couple on the ground there. That will give it a nice bit of color too. So just take a small round brush with your orange and red. Just ran it through the orange and red, and I'm just going to say that some leaves fell down. I'm just going to touch. I'm not going to do any rubbing or scrubbing. I'm just going to touch. I'm going to add a little tiny bit of white to that, just so you can see it. A few leaves fell down. A bit too much water there. Okay. Smaller back here because they're not. As you get closer to you can make a couple of bigger ones. There. I'm not going to put too many there, but you can put as many as you want. But you don't want to make it too busy, because if it gets too busy, then you get lost in it, you know? Not too busy. Although you know, you're having so much fun, you just keep wanting to add and add and add to it. You just keep going, yeah, that looked good there, yeah, that looked good there, yeah, oh no, too many. So because it's light down there, let's add a little bit of white. Put some bright ones down there, just a little bit. Something going on down there. What's going on down there? We're going to have some people walking on that. You know, I think this forest needs a couple of extra trees there. I'm kind of thinking that we need something here. It looks too open. Do you think? Just going to add a couple more there in the back. Looks kind of lonely back there. Now you don't have to do this. I'm just trying it out to see what it looked like. But I think it needs a little more, because you know, when you think your painting is finished, it's not really finished. You just go back in and see what you want to add to it, if you want to improve on it or whatever you want to do. But when you stand back and say, oh yeah, that's done, have another look, have a second look. See if you can see anything that needs to be worked on. Something that might make it look even better. So I think that's better, because it was kind of empty back there. But it's so nice the way the trees back there, they just fade out. Isn't that nice? And then as they come closer, they get really, really dark. These trees here can be a little darker, maybe. Let's see. Oh, so if you need to clean up any of those trees to make them look nicer, you can add your dark colors, and you can darken them up if you like. Darken them up, thicken them up, whatever you think it needs. Whatever you think. This one's closer, so I'm trying to make it look thicker. That's better. It's a little bit crooked here. The trees don't have to be completely straight. You don't want telephone poles. But we want them to stand out a little bit. Put your highlight back on if you lost it. This one here. This one here. They're all good. And there. So, the more puttering around you do it, sometimes you can putter around and then you make a mess of it and you ruin it. But there's a lot of times you can putter around with it, as long as you work on the small details, not huge areas, big areas. That's going to be very difficult to fix up. But if you work on small details at the end, then your painting will look better, because the more detail that's in your painting, and the more highlights and the more shadows and all kinds of things that can go on in a painting, it'll look better. It'll be more detail for people to look at. And paintings that have a lot more detail in them are good sellers, right? And you gotta have it so that it's not too busy too, right? So, you know, lots of detail without being too busy. So it's a lot to learn, but it's coming along. I'm going to take my small round brush and I'm going to add a bit of white to it, a little bit of red, and I'm going to try to add a few little flowers to this edge here, just because it's closer, and maybe we can add a few little extra flowers here like this, see? Just little dabs, more white than red, and that will give that small detail I was talking to you about. It'll look like it's because it's closer to us, you'll be able to see some more flowers. We didn't bring some up here. See? Some over here too. Just tapping them on, that's all. We want to bring some up to make them look like they're taller. You can do that. And so, just little. Don't need much here. Down here is nice and bright, but they're bright anyway. So I just added a few on the bottom there. Just trying to look for small details to bring it out more. Okay. Get a small bristle brush if you have one. If you don't, what small brush you have there should work. We're going to put a light glow from this here, okay, from the light. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a bit of yellow on my brush, and my brush is dry. I didn't put any water on it. So what I'm going to do is I am going to take some yellow paint. Look how messy my palette is. Oh well. Not much fun if you don't make a mess, hey? So then we got some white paint with the yellow. So now I have my brush. There's too much paint on it, okay? So see that? So what you're going to do now is you're going to take some paper towel and you're going to wipe it off in your paper towel. Alright? And then you're going to take what's left over on your brush and you're going to scrub. Now I don't know if you want a round one or if you want it to shine out as if it's shining out. I wonder what will look better. I think shining out might look nice for a change. For a change. What do you think? Looks alright. We need it whiter than that. So pure white. It's okay to have a bit of yellow on it. Wipe it off in your tissue. Pure white. Now we already got a bit of yellow on there, but we need it whiter so you can see it. Okay, there it is. It's a lot of light come from there, see? And maybe there's a little bit come from the back too. Not sure, you know, because like you say, you're not there, but you have to imagine it. I'm trying to imagine how much light it would be. Let's add more white. I'm going to add more white, but if you like it the way it is, you don't have to do that. I'm wiping it off my tissue. Alright, just got some white left on it. And I'm going to add more. I think this should do it. Alright, so I'll leave that. And if you want to add more and play around with it, you go right ahead. Alright. Pretty bright, isn't it? It's okay. Now, all we need to do now is add the little people. Alright, so I'm going to get the people ready for you. Now this part here, we're going to draw on the people that are walking down. Now you can use anything you want. You can have a person, a little boy walking down with a little dog. You can have someone riding on a bike. And you can get some clip art and get the clip art and trace it out. Trace it on your canvas. You can use carbon paper if you like. Or you can do freehand. Draw it on a piece of paper first, what I recommend, and then transfer it to your canvas using some carbon paper. That should help. So right now, to put these in here so we can see them, I'm going to use black. That way you'll be able to see it better. So I'm just going to go with the umbrella. So like I say, put whatever you want there. I'm trying a small round brush. So small round brush. If you find that too hard to work with, then get a small chiseled edge brush, smallest you can find, or even a filbert. As long as the filbert is chiseled. As long as it's chiseled. Synthetic. Alright, I'm just trying this brush to see how it works. And now for the people. Just fill it in. Just as long as you get the outer shapes. Just get the shapes first, then we can highlight a few edges to make it look, just bring out some of the shapes more. So we'll say, let's see now, we've got the drawing on there, so make sure you got your drawing on there. Try to do a freehand like this. You could probably do it, there's a lot of people out there got the patience to do all that. But if you don't, draw it on a piece of paper first and then transfer it to your canvas. Let's see, now I may just fill it all in. Small round brush is doing okay. We're doing okay so far. So like I say, you can have anything there that you want. You may have to reload your brush a few times. If he's tall enough there. Let's see. A little bit of space here. Alright, so I would suggest that now her feet are going to come down about the same as his. That's not too bad. They're walking around, enjoying the nice forest. Do any touch-ups you think you need. But don't look too bad. Yeah, that's not bad. We'll make him have a little bit of a bigger head. That's better. Oh, and then we have to have a little something to hold on to that umbrella. So it should be down here somewhere. That's better. Okay, now to make the ground look wet, let's put some squiggly lines down here. So make some squiggly lines. If you don't have enough white here, put it back. Little squiggly lines to show. Let's see, about as tall as this guy, so about down to here I would say. And this one here. So at least it makes it look like the ground is wet, see? Hopefully you can see that. If there's not enough white there, just pick up some white and just go across a little bit of that just to bring it out a bit more, see? That's all. That's all. But those dark lines, they will make it look like there's a reflection. See, it looks like a reflection. I gotta get closer for you so I can show you how to do some of the highlights. Right, there we go. So let's fix this up here. I think I got that a little bit crooked. Now, get some white paint on your dirty brush, so it'll be a bit gray, it won't be too white. Just on your same small brush. Okay, so you want to make him look like he's got his arm around her. So what we'll do is put a highlight there just to make it look like, hopefully you can see this now. So start from his shoulder and imagine where his arm is coming down. And just put a little bit of white on the edge here just to make it look like he's putting his arm around her. And we'll also put some white, because the light is shining on those guys. We'll put a little light on the edge of her here. See that? And on the edge of the umbrella, just because the light is shining on there. And on the edge of her shoulder. It was too bright, add a little bit of, darken up it with some bit of black paint there to gray it up a little bit. We don't want it too bright. Add a little bit on the edge. And that makes it look a little more realistic. A little bit realistic. That's his arm. Don't need much there because he's over in the shadow part now. Let's have a look at the painting now and see what else we need. Let's look for small details this time. Like I say, you think your painting is finished, but it's not really. You can add more things to it. So I'm thinking that maybe there's a little bit of light coming down on the street here a little bit with some white. Make a few squiggly lines. But let's think maybe there's a little bit of light coming down underneath here. Just, you never know, from the light. Just a little bit. No need to do too much there. Now what else can we do? Let's see. So I can't see too much, but you might want to, if you want to dab on a few more flowers here, just going up a little bit. Just add your purplish color that you made with the white and the white, red, and blue. This here, a nice orangey color. You can just use your bristle brush. But I don't want to do too much more with it. I can do, you can do lots with it, but if you want to add more of these orangey flowers in there, you can certainly do that. If you want to take some cad yellow and cad red, just put it on a liner brush or chiseled edge brush. Not a chiseled edge, I don't think that would work. A bristle brush, that might work better. Make a bit of orange. I can add a few more leaves. Just tap them on with this brush if you want to, or you can use the I like to brighten it up a little bit there, just to give it a little more color. Now, see? All these little tiny details really, really help. You know? I'm not going to do too much more with it because there's lots you can do, but I think I got most of it done that we could do with it. If you see, you know, if you want to change it up a little bit or make up your own, as long as you leave forest to a couple people walking down and little lamppost or your own. Well, thank you. Today I have some really exciting news for you, and what I want to tell you is that I have launched my Patreon page, and my Patreon page, I did it so that you guys could get early access to my new only $1 a month. You can have access to all my upcoming videos, and they're full videos. Some are an hour, some are 2 hours, and ad-free, and I have the patterns here for you, and I have a lot of other perks too. So I'll leave the link to my Patreon page down below, and then you can go in and visit my page, become my Patreon, and then you'll have access to all my paintings.